In this lesson, we are going to explore problem solving using the discriminant. We've already talked about the discriminant and we've already done problem solving. Now we're going to combine the two. So we know that the discriminant is the part of the quadratic formula that is under the square root symbol. So this part is under the square root symbol, and the reason that's important to problem solving is this should be able to tell us how many solutions the equation has. So we should be able to tell, is there going to be one solution, two solutions, or no solutions? So remember, if the discriminant is positive, it's going to have two solutions. If the discriminant is 0, it's only going to have one solution. You don't have to put both, because you'll come up with two answers, but both of the answers will be the same, and so you only have to put one of them. For example, on your formative, you came up with a 2 and a 2. You only had to put that once. And if it is negative, if the discriminant is negative, remember it has no solutions. So let's remind ourselves how this is reflected in the graph. So the solutions of the quadratic equation are the x-intercepts. So here are three different types, three different examples of where they could lay. Which one shows a positive discriminant? A positive discriminant, remembers, is going to have two solutions. So it would be this one right here, because it crosses two places. If the discriminant is 0, it is only going to have one. So two solutions, one solution. So that means the parabola will only hit that x-axis one time. So the vertex sits right on the x-axis. And a negative discriminant has no solutions. That means it is not going to touch the x-axis at all. So it's going to be this one right here. So you can decide how many solutions an equation has just by using the discriminant, not having to write out everything. You do have to have it in standard form though. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, put it in standard form. I still have to pull out my a, which is 1, my b, which is -5, and my c, which is -9. Instead of writing everything out, I can just do the discriminant, b squared minus 4 times a times c. So b is -5, a is 1, and c is -9. So now I have 25 minus a -36, so 25 plus 36. That gives me a positive answer, so I know this is going to have two solutions. Most of your assignment today is going to be application problems, actually all of your assignment today. And sometimes all you will have to do is figure out if it has a solution or not. Sometimes there's more to it, like the last time, but sometimes it's like this. So you're standing beneath a ledge that is 26 feet above you. If you throw a hook with an initial velocity of 40 feet per second, where will the hook reach? So it's not asking how long, it's just saying, is it possible? Is it going to happen? Anytime you have a word problem that is it possible, you're looking, does it have a solution? So all you have to do is find the discriminant. First, let's put in our numbers to an equation. We have a velocity, so we know that we are going to have to use this one right here because it is being thrown. So h equals -16t squared plus vt plus s. Alright, so you're standing beneath a ledge that is 26 feet. So let's just draw this out. Here's our ledge. This is where we're standing. And we're trying to get it 26 feet above us. So our initial height, where we're beginning, our initial height is 0 because we're way down here at 0. So our initial height is 0. Where we want to get it, where we want to end up, is 26 feet above us. So remember, the S is the initial height. The H is where we want to end up. The T, the time, is still our unknown. Now velocity, plus 0. Our velocity is 40 feet per second. And you have to decide, is it going to be a plus or a minus? Are we throwing it up or are we throwing it down? And since we are going up, it is going to be a positive velocity. So that is our equation. It is not in standard form, so we have to put it in standard form. So now we have 0 equals negative 16t squared plus 40t minus 26. And then we have to pull out our A, our B, and our C. So A is negative 16, B is 40, C is negative 26. And then because we're just wanting to know if it will work or not, you need to plug it into just the discriminant. So B squared minus 4AC. So B is 40, C is negative 26, A is negative 16. When you plug that into the calculator, 40 squared minus 4 times a negative 16 times a negative 26, you end up with a negative 64. At least I did. Double check. Because this is negative, because that is negative, it cannot have a solution. So no, the hook will not reach. The hook will not reach because it's negative. If it had been a 1 solution or a 2 solution, so as if it had the discriminant had been 0 or positive, then it would have worked. And so yes, it would have reached. Now, this is where it is extremely important that you don't drop negatives. Had you dropped one of these negatives, then you would have come out with a completely different answer. So be careful of the negatives.